大家好，今天世恒基金公司首席策略师施耐德为我们分析黄金市场行情和今后的走向。不过我们先来看几条新闻。据 The Block 媒体平台报道，纳斯达克正在收紧对筹资购入加密资产公司的监管，部分交易被要求要进行股东投票，并且推动扩大信息披露范围。该媒体援引匿名的知情人士透露，不合规企业将要面临停止交易或者是撤牌。这消息引发了多家数字资产储备公司股价大幅下挫。根据 Architect Partners 数据显示，自今年1月以来，共有154家在美上市公司宣布计划为加密币战略储备融资筹集近1000亿美元，而在2025年之前，只有10家企业共筹资340亿美元。观察人士认为，更严格的要求规定可能会放缓交易进度，并在企业争相把握有利的市场时机而融资时增加更多的不定性。目前大多数发行商基本上都是在纳斯达克上市。另据 Crypto Slate 消息报道，法国比特币资产储备并且在纽约证券交易所上市的电器生产商 Sequence 公司周四宣布，将会以10股合并为1股的反向分拆决定。那么以这种方式来提升公司的股价，以保持符合纽交所上市公司的资格以及机构投资人投资标准。实际上，据统计显示，截止至周四，已经有超过100万枚比特币被公司购买并且持有做战略储备。接下来，世恒基金公司首席市场策略师施耐德为我们分析黄金市场行情和今后的走向。
If I may take a little bit of a victory lap, yes, not just last conversation, but our last several conversations when we've talked about gold, I've been a bull for quite some time. And so the idea of gold as a mirror, if you will, to all of the foundational cracks has really been a very steady and true climbing asset. So what are some of those cracks? We're talking obviously about not just US deficit climbing, but global deficit climbing. We also obviously have issues in the United States with the potential of the Federal Reserve not necessarily being as autonomous as it once had been if Powell leaves and the cabinet changes to what the current administration wants. We have a dollar under some level of threat still, even though it's relatively strong. There's been talk about BRICS getting stronger. We have EU right now having to make a decision about trading for energy with either Russia, India, and China, or with the US. And so there's a lot of geopolitics involved in this as well. So that's a long answer to say, unless any of those really resolve, there is no reason to believe that gold has topped. That doesn't mean we can't have corrections here and there, but we just came through a major period of consolidation between 3,300 and 3,500, and we broke out. So now we're trading over 3,600. I think any dips will be shallow. I think the buyers are there. There's more buyers in terms of gold reserves than treasury reserves for the first time in 30 years. And we see no reason why it can't go up to 3,800 or 4,000 or even higher. And so I would say, if let's say you were just waking up to gold and you go, oh my goodness, it's over 3,600. I would probably say at this point it should hold around 35.50. That would be, if it starts to break $50 lower from here, we could get a more serious correction. Perhaps I'd be more conservative. Otherwise, I would say the longer it sits above 3,600, the better the opportunity is to get it at this point, anticipating that we're going to at least go to 37 and, like I said, possibly 38 and eventually 4,000. I think gold is one of the few instruments that you have to watch for resolution in terms of some of these cracks that we were talking about. So is the deficit going to go down? Probably not. Is the interest rates in the United States going to go down artificially because the administration deems it so? And could that be inflationary? Yeah. Are geopolitics going to resolve anytime soon? Probably not. Is the delineation between what's happening with China, India, and Russia versus the US starting to get potentially a little bit more impactful to the price of gold? Yes. So unless, I like to say it in a sort of a cheeky way, unless peace breaks out and we stop spending money and raising the deficit, I cannot imagine a bearish case for gold. So you could buy it. Obviously, you want money management, but yeah, the direction will definitely be up. The patient will be rewarded. Gold futures, if you look on, and that are traded globally. So anybody can open up a futures account and trade it that way. So that's number one. There are certain now places like Robinhood and Coinbase that are allowing you to trade gold futures, or the ETF for gold is GLD. And that's a very substantial, highly liquid ETF. So that's another good way to trade it. So right now, that's trading at 326 while gold is trading at 3,600. So it's not necessarily correlated in price, but it certainly follows the movement of gold.
谢谢收看。